Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's from the Bleachers, broadcasting live from the Findlay Hyundai studio. Caden Formaster and Mark
The
Musgrave.
voice you know.
Mark,
Yeah.
it's been a busy day. I really feel like I haven't seen you too much today, actually.
I-
Off and on.
Off and on. I was here, most of the morning. I did have an appointment early on, but got here for a couple of hours. Did a few good things.
Sure.
And then I had some afternoon appointments, lunch date with our good friend Jason Baum from Bay Equity Home Loans, and he will be joining us later on in the show. We have an exciting new segment that we want to introduce to you guys and all of our listeners and viewers, and I think it will go over really, really well. I think this is going to be a very popular segment moving forward. So
I think so
very
too.
excited for it.
I think so too. It's going to be fun. The one thing that I'm excited about with this, and I want to say something without spoiling too much, is it's a way for people to continue to connect with Southern Utah.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to put that and have that make sense, right?
Yeah,
Right?
and we've teased it a little bit. Some of our listeners and viewers may know what we're talking about, but I'm excited about this. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm glad that Jason's going to help us out with that. And again, it kind of just continues on our relationship with Jason Baum, the Baum Squad, and we get that weekly, house update, real estate update, which everybody always wants to know what the market is doing, what the rates are doing, and that kind of stuff. So it's really nice to kind of get that little elevator pitch on the real estate market, and we certainly appreciate that. And again, this is a segment that I'm really excited for moving forward because it's just something I've wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah. I agree with that. And for me, and again, I don't know. I won't even say it because I don't want to spoil what's coming up. I was going to make a comment, but it's too much into spoiler territory.
Okay.
So I won't even mention it. But of course, we welcome you into the show here. As we do broadcast here on the radio on 99.5 or 95.3 in St. George, 93.1 in Cedar City, or now catch us live over on our YouTube channel. Find us over on YouTube. Just look for the Fan Sports Network, and you can find us there. If you missed out yesterday, this is something kind of cool as well. Yesterday, we had the Pineview Panthers and the Hurricane Tigers. Their softball teams both came in yesterday.
So much fun.
It was so much fun. If you missed those, head on over to the YouTube page, and you can actually rewatch those as well. They're posted as individual clips. So if you just want to watch Pineview, there's just a Pineview video. I'm not going to make you have to go look through the whole live stream from yesterday's show. It's just pulled up over there as its own video. So again, for Hurricane fans, if you want to just watch the Tigers interviews, you can watch that in its own separate video as well. So YouTube is kind of starting to become a little bit more of our home now that we're settling into our studio here.
Yeah, and it's our audience is growing on YouTube. Yeah. It's still in its infancy.
Yeah.
But it is growing. We hope to get to this toddler stage soon, and then we'll be to the tweens, and then we'll get to the teenage stage, and then we're just old.
And then we get to the Mark stage.
Yeah, then we're just old. Yeah, absolutely. No question.
That's right.
So, but anyway, I think it's a great way to get our content. It's a great platform. I've been really enjoying it, and I know a lot of our softball parents have been enjoying it as well.
Yeah.
When we've had the softball teams in here, so there's no downfall to it at all, other than the fact you guys have to look. You guys can see our faces.
I mean, that's the whole point.
And you can see our radio faces.
Yeah, they say people have faces for radio. Are we some of those people?
Well,
Maybe.
I'm not.
Maybe. No, come on, Mark. We're some handsome fellas.
We are. For sure.
Well, let's get into it today. Since we're already kind of on the subject of Region 10 softball, and we'll throw baseball into that mix as well, shall we? Some great games that went on yesterday. We were able to finally get started in region play. We thought we'd get started on Tuesday, but Mother Nature said, Hold up, wait a minute. we're not going to do that yet.
But hey, we got all the games played yesterday, so that was really good. Let's start with the Dixie Cedar game, the oldest rivalry in southern Utah for sure. Dixie played Cedar at Flyer Field, at Don Lay Field, and Dixie kind of took it to their longtime rival.
Yeah.
They beat up on Cedar 11-1. Just looking at some of the highlights, some of the players for Dixie, it looks like Yates went 1 for 3. Boston Vest 1 for 2. He scored 3 runs as well. Blake Watson, big time game, 3 for 4, 2 runs, 6, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6 RBI.
That's a lot.
That is a good game, man.
That's a lot of RBI.
That is fantastic. Bartholomew and Watson both with doubles, Boston Vest with a triple, and Blake Watson also with a home run. So that's where some of those 6 RBIs come in for sure. Kaysen Bell got the win. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits only. That's incredible. 1 run. So he had, oh my gosh, look at this line. He had 12 strikeouts to, this is my favorite stat right here, 0 walks.
Wow.
That's
a good ratio.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. And we knew he was going to be good.
Oh, for sure.
He was an early favorite to be the top pitcher in Region 10.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
there's a group of them that's going to compete for that, but absolutely, Kaysen Bell right in that conversation.
He's one of those favorites for sure, and he proves it, right?
Absolutely.
You know, you want a solid ace on your team, and Dixie has one. They've had him now for a few years. I mean, he was doing this last year even.
Yeah,
great
for sure.
season last year. So, this season so far, really no different. The kid's got a good arm.
Yeah, and again, not a whole lot to talk about on the Cedar side offensively anyways. Burgess was 1 for 3. Giles, center fielder, was 1 for 2. And Atwood, designated hitter, was 1 for 2. Not a whole lot of noise on the offensive side for the Reds. So, but Dixie, again, just looking strong as a program. They always just seem to, you know, you think they're going to take a little bit of a dip, but Coach Ibsen just keeps retooling that team, and they are a force in Region 10, it seems like, every single year. Top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3. Dixie is always right there.
Yeah, they are. And it feels like there's no slowing them down. And we talk about this, too, with football in Dixie. For some reason, maybe it's just a Dixie thing. I don't know. But they do a really good job. And I don't know if it's just because of the area that they're in or not. I don't know. But they do a really good job of building the program so that when it's time for those seniors to move on, the sophomores are coming up and the juniors are already established. And there's a couple freshmen sprinkled in there for good measure. It's like they just always have a solid rotation where it feels like they're in it
I think
most of the time.
I think one thing that they do really well is, you know, the program is looked upon as, you know, seniors are respected and they teach the sophomores, the juniors and the sophomores and the freshmen, you know, how to compete and to how to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? How to compete and just how to be the best baseball player you can be. It's not really what I'm looking for, but just, you know, the traditions of Dixie and things like that. And that way, when those sophomores or seniors, they're teaching the juniors and sophomores and freshmen. They've just got a great flow to the program where they just retool every single year. So yeah, but moving on from that game, Snow Canyon and Hurricane. Snow Canyon with a same score with the win over the Tigers, 11-1. What are some of the highlights on that game, Caden? Do you have those stats pulled up, or do you want me to run through those?
I do. So Damon Entz with 3 RBIs stands out, but then you also had Hayden Smith and Kyson Goetz, who also had a couple RBIs themselves. So really, you look at those 3 and you say, hey, they did some really good work themselves to be able to get up to bat. And 1 RBI is great. If you can go through a game and get 1 RBI, you had a pretty solid game from the plate. I would always take that. Anytime as a coach, you take that. You had 3 guys with multiple RBIs.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
to me, that's something that you walk away from and say, hey, those 3 right there, that's what I want to see from everybody when they get up to bat is in those pressure situations where you have a runner in scoring position, you find a way to get them to get to the home plate.
Yeah.
That's important.
Lyon got the wind on the bump. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits is all, 1 run, had 7 strikeouts to 2 walks. That's a pretty good ratio for sure. Talon Kelly came in and closed the door, pitched 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. So, again, this is another program that just seems to rebuild every single year. Again, they lost a lot of seniors last year. And again, this is just one of those, Coach Sechrist just has a great program out there in Snow Canyon.
Yeah.
And again, they're going to be a top 4 team in the region. So just expect the Warriors to be there. Hurricane, again, not, very similar to Cedar, not a whole lot to talk about on the offensive side. Johansson, Schultzen, and Christensen, all with 1 hit apiece. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. 3 hits.
A little bit tougher of a game for the Tigers. And again, they get the 10 run with 11-1 on them against Snow Canyon. But, I know that Hurricane is having one of those seasons where they really want to try to prove themselves and come in and play hard. And I guarantee they're out there playing hard. It's so tough to play the Snow Canyon team, though. This isn't necessarily anything about Hurricane and more about Snow Canyon and just how well crafted they have become as a team over the years that these guys have been playing together.
Yeah.
They were a great team last year, and great teams, even after losing some seniors, can still stay great teams if the culture's right.
Right.
And it looks like the culture's right over there at Snow Canyon, and they're going to be tough. They're still going to be tough, even though they went out and they lost some of their main talents. You saw some really good talents left on that roster.
Yeah, for sure.
So Snow Canyon's going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Region 10 this year. It's going to be some great baseball. And then moving on over to Crimson Cliffs, the defending state champions, in a dogfight with Desert Hills last night. Crimson Cliffs gets away with the victory, 6-3. It was just a really good played game. A few errors on Desert Hills side for sure that cost a couple of runs. Braxton Starley really was the star of the show.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I see what I did there.
He had 2 home runs.
He did.
Come
He had 2 home runs. Both of them were just shots into the night. He's a different level hitter for sure here in Region 10. On the Desert Hill side, Kyler Terry, third baseman, went 3 for 4, 2 runs, 1 RBI. A double was mixed in there as well. Titan Tate had one of the 5 hits for the Thunder, and also Landon Musgrave went 1 for 1 as well. On the pitching side of it, Crew Christensen started for the Thunder. He went 3 innings, only gave up 3 hits, but 5 runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Musgrave came in, pitched the remaining 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts with a walk. Christensen with the loss. But let's talk about the Mustangs for a minute.
Yeah.
This is a good hitting team. And I think, holding them to 6, if you're the Thunder. I was talking to Coach today, Coach Cave, and he says, we don't like moral victories. And that's pretty much where he put it. But because I just told him, I said, hey, holding that team to 6 runs is a minor accomplishment. And I think he agrees to that. I think they could have held them to 4 or 5. Again, a few errors cost them a little bit, but taking nothing away from the Mustangs. My goodness. Pete Soto Jr., he went 2 for 4. Jager Baldwin, 1 for 4. Again, Braxton, star of the show, Lee, he went 2 for 3, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. I mean, just had a great overall game at the plate for sure. And Wright went 1 for 2 for the Mustangs. On the mound, Javen Ross got the start, and he got the win. He went 3.2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. He had 3 walks to 6 strikeouts. Aaron Morris came in after that onto the bump for the Mustangs. He went 3.1, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, and he had 1 strikeout and no walk. So, again, one of those pitchers that's going to be fighting. Actually, a few of the pitchers are going to be fighting for, to really shine in that Region 10 pitching spotlight. We saw a lot of them in that game last night. You've got Javen Ross, Aaron Morris, Crew Christensen, Landon Musgrave. I mean, these are pitchers that expect to do well. 3 out of the 4 are playing next level baseball. Going to pitch
At some sort of
at
college
some sort
level,
of college. And the only reason why Crew isn't is because he's only a sophomore. So
and he will be one of those.
And he will be.
That will have every opportunity to go play at the next level.
It was a great day. It was a great night at the ballpark last night over at Crimson Cliffs. They've added a few things over there at Mustang Field. They've got the turf infield, so it's not dirt down the base path. It's actually turf. They got turf all at the plate area.
Now, there's a few different teams that are doing that. The turf instead of doing
Snow Canyon does
dirt.
that a little bit too.
Are there pros and cons to that?
Somebody was asking me last night that came and watched, and he's like, "Is that hard to slide on?" And I'm like, "You know what? Every player that I've seen slide on it, they just glide. I mean, it's just like it's on a slip and slide. Woo! No, I think it's fantastic. I think the players prefer the turf over dirt. I don't know. I'm a dirt kind of guy, but turf wasn't really around when I was playing. So maybe I would love playing on that turf, but it's really good. And maintenance, it's a lot easier maintenance wise too.
Sure.
You don't get the mud, you don't get you don't have to water, you don't have to do that kind of stuff. So it does save a little bit on maintenance as well.
Yeah, which I guess, maintenance is money, and these programs and schools, I'm sure, are trying to save costs where they can.
Yeah.
But, of course, it's still probably going to cost more to put in turf initially, but I don't know about the upkeep on it if the upkeep is easier to maintain than dirt, right? So you don't have to go out there and spray weeds and, and make sure that it's pristine, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've never played on it. I'm curious what it's like, because I know there are certain fields, even at the college level, where it's complete turf.
Yeah.
Everything, the grass, the dirt, it's all fake.
Yeah.
none of it's real dirt and grass. It's all just
I know
some sort of turf. So.
I know they're kind of wanting to do that at Utah Tech as well.
Yeah, we've
kind of in the budget a little bit.
We've heard the rumors that it might happen. It's talked about. It just hasn't taken the step to where it's like, yes, we're doing this, and this is when we're doing.
Because hey, in the summertime, these lawns, these fields,
they dry out bad.
They require a lot of water.
They can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can dry out bad if you don't.
Yes.
Water them. Well enough. So
anyways, Region 10 got its season started. Region 10 baseball got its region start last night, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a great region run. There's 4 or 5 teams that can really contend, put a little pressure on the Mustangs. They are the team to beat, though. Crimson Cliffs, the returning champs, they are the team to beat.
Now, looking at today, by the way, because there are games going on today.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, you have American Fork and Crimson Cliffs that's going on right now. You have Taylorsville and Dixie going on today as well. Salem Hills, Snow Canyon, and then Pleasant Grove and Crimson Cliffs. So Crimson Cliffs with the doubleheader going on tonight. That second game not until 8 o'clock. So busy day for local baseball here in Southern Utah. It feels like it just never slows down.
No, not for baseball, not for diamond sports for sure. There's going to be tournaments all over. I know Desert Hills hosts a tournament as well. They'll be playing 2 games tomorrow, 1 game on Saturday. So it's going to be busy at the baseball fields. So be careful out there when you get close to those high schools and stuff. There's going to be a lot of, there'll be some additional traffic around those areas. So be careful out there and have fun, but get out and enjoy this weather. My goodness, man, I walked outside there.
It's nice today,
It
right?
is. It's very nice, completely different from the last few days that we've had. And Macy brought me up here, dropped me off in my truck, and she has to go do a few things. And she asked me, she goes, "Can we turn off the air conditioner?" because I had the air on. This is that time of year.
You have to flip flop.
Yes, you have the heater on in the morning because I had the heated seats on this morning. You got the heater on in the morning. You got the AC on in the afternoon. This is just that time of year here in Southern Utah that you flip back and forth, man.
It's tough, but you got to do what you got to do. So, yeah, I'm with you. That's kind of where I am as well, especially living where I live.
Right.
I had ice on my windows this morning, so I'm out there turning the car on 10 minutes before I leave just so I don't have to scrape the windows.
Yeah.
And then I get down here, park my car, go inside. I come out to go somewhere for lunch, and I'm like, it's pretty toasty in here.
Yeah.
Gotta crank that back to AC mode.
Right.
It happens. So let's take a break. We have more, of course, coming up, so stick around with us here on From the Bleachers. Welcome back, everybody. It's From the Bleachers, broadcasting live from the Findlay Hyundai studio. Get more than you pay for at Findlay Hyundai.
Yes.
Caden Formaster here and Mark Musgrave.
The voice, Hey, Caden, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think the percentage of kids wash their hands in the bathroom?
I bet it's a smaller percentage than I would like.
Yes, for sure.
That's probably
how
it goes.
About 59% of kids pretend. These are the ones that pretend to wash their hands in the bathroom. 59% pretend. So the ones that even don't pretend, they're just walking out.
So there's some that don't even pretend at all and don't do it. Those are the ones that pretend and don't do it.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. And it says here that dads, they are the most gullible when it comes to that.
It's like, did you wash your hands? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, okay.
60% of fathers say they think their kids do wash their hands most of the time, but only 51% of mothers agree to that. So about a 9% spread right there between moms and dads. Dads, a little more gullible, and you know what?
Maybe the dads just don't care as much.
I think there's
Maybe
probably a little part to that.
Did you wash your hands? And they're like, yeah, I promise. And you're like, I don't care. I didn't wash them either.
Exactly. Yeah. I hope dad's not saying that.
No, I wash my hands. Now, here's the thing. Some people will be like, if I'm out in public, wash my hands all the time. But if I'm at home, I don't. I do every single time without fail. Maybe I overwash my hands.
I don't think I could say without fail.
Oh, yeah, I always do.
But I like the smell of the soap.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I do it more than anything.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know it smells good afterwards, so why not?
Because you know what? If my germs haven't killed me yet, they're not going to kill me or get me sick. It's really not the germs.
Now.
It's the smell of the soap. That's what I like.
Do you get the fancy soaps?
They're fancy smellers. I mean,
I'm hit or miss. Sometimes we'll have like a good one from what's that store in the mall? I don't know. My wife does
Bath and Beyond?
Well, close. Bath and Body.
Bath and Body Works.
Bed Bath and Beyond is a different place.
That's right, it is.
Yeah, that's the place from the movie Click.
Okay, yeah.
You remember that movie?
I do remember.
Yeah, they go to the Beyond. Adam Sandler. They go
yeah.
to the Beyond section.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, or sometimes we have a bunch of those refillable bottles, so we'll just get like a big old jug of hand soap. Yeah. I honestly don't care. I'm like, are my hands clean? Does it smell good? Yep. That's all that matters. That's crazy. That is a small percentage of children.
Yeah, it is.
That are washing their hands.
And there's a big percentage that pretend to. So
and a big percentage that pretend. When I was a kid, this is what I would do because when I was a kid, I hated washing my hands. I hated showering, taking a bath, anything like that, right?
Right.
And so I would go to the bathroom and be like, yeah, I'm going to go take a shower. And I just turn the shower on.
What?
And then I would just like sit there. And then
not get in?
Yeah, not get in. And then eventually I'd shut it off and walk out. And me being a child and stupid, then my mom's like, you didn't shower. And be like, yeah, I did. And she's like, your hair's not even wet. Like, what do you mean you didn't? Yeah, so.
Oh, my goodness.
It was not a good time. I was a little turd when it came to showering. But, I obviously got better at that too. So.
There's that part. There's that part in Uncle Buck where he's talking to Miles and Maisie, and he goes, did you guys brush your teeth? Yeah, we brushed our teeth. And he's like, did you really brush your teeth? I can get the FBI to check those toothbrushes and, whatever. And Macaulay Culkin, Miles, looks at Maisie and goes, if that's true, we're going to have to really start brushing our teeth. So,
I mean,
Uncle Buck, one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, I miss John Candy.
Oh, me too. Rest in peace, big boy. Gosh, dang it. He was so freaking funny.
He was great. In Home Alone, because he's in Home Alone for a little bit with his polka band.
Yeah.
He had no script. They just kind of told him, like, this is what we want you
I've heard that
This
before.
is what we kind of want you to say. This is like the idea of the conversation.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. And so he just went in and he had fun with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a great role for him.
There's so many of those movies of his that I love. One of my favorites is The Great Outdoors with Dan Aykroyd.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh my gosh, dude! If you want to just cry laughing, that's one to watch. Uncle Buck, definitely probably number one on my list of John Candy. I just love that movie.
That is a good one.
But yeah, so many great John Candy movies. I don't know how we got on John Candy. Oh, I brought up Uncle Buck.
You brought up Uncle Buck.
Anyways, just some good stuff. But hey, some other good stuff. Softball got a couple of matches, a couple of games here. Desert Hills played Crimson Cliffs, and Desert Hills with a big win last night, 12-4 over the Lady Mustangs. Lulu West with a big game. She had a double. Jayla Wybright with a double. So they get on the board and get that Region 10 victory. Let me just go back here for a second. And the softball schedule is a little bit. They don't quite have everything in there yet on Des News for softball, but I did see another score, and I'm getting to it. I know this is great.
I'm
radio.
with you. I know I'm with you right now. I'm over here searching because again, scores hide in different places.
Hurricane and Snow Canyon play tonight, according to the schedule. But they also played last night, and Snow Canyon got the win 5-3. Close game. Yeah, we had both of those teams in studio this past week. Snow Canyon the first week, and then Hurricane just yesterday. And that is a competitive game for Coach Hurst and the Hurricane Tigers, 5-3. Again, you don't want those moral victories, but that's a good ball game right there.
Yeah, it is. You take a win any way you can get a win. So for them in that case, you just take that win, right? You take the win, move on to the next game. So, I know that both of those coaches are fighting hard this season to win some games, and sounds like a hard fought win. We talked about softball when these teams were in, and one of the things, Mark, that you bring up with softball a lot is that it can tend to be a high scoring game just because smaller field.
Sure.
And those ladies know how to book it around those bases, so they can get around them pretty quickly. Not necessarily the case in that game, though.
No, that's a baseball score.
Yeah, that's what we call baseball scores.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that Desert Hills Crimson game, 12-4, that sounds a little more softball-ish.
Sure.
But that Snow Canyon Hurricane game, that's baseball-ish. That's good. That's good softball though.
Yeah.
Pitching and stuff like that. Pitching is normally a little bit ahead of hitting right now early on in the season. So if you're, you want to take advantage while you can.
Sure, of course. All right, let's get into this. I'm just looking at the schedule for today to see if there's anything that I kind of missed out on as far as local schools. But Snow Canyon Hurricane is going on at 7:00, and outside of that, I think that looks like it's just about it. Kind of slow today, at least for what I have on Des News. There could be more games. It's just what Deseret News has given me, and I don't have all of the schedules stacked up in one spot. So we take what we can get and we hope for the best.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we stand. So you gonna look up, see if there's any more going on?
Yeah, I was just gonna look up here on Max Preps and see if there's anything. Not really region games as far as matchups in softball. You've got Delta playing Pineview. They're playing back-to-back, Pineview and then Delta. Not a whole lot going on tonight in softball.
Yeah.
So
real quick though, just an update too. So tomorrow, there's going to be some soccer matches. Now remember, we have boys soccer going on as one of our spring sports as well. So region is underway in that arena as well. So we will have Hurricane is at Cedar. That game's at 4:00 because again, Cedar, no lights out there, so they don't play on the football field like other teams do, and even if they did, there's no lights on the football field. So so they wouldn't have that as an opportunity anyways. Dixie's at Snow Canyon at 7:30, and then Pineview's at Crimson also at 7:30. So if you have a chance, make it out to the pitch, as they say, for the world of soccer. Not the field, the pitch.
Yeah.
You learn some things about soccer if you watch some Ted Lasso.
I need to start watching that.
Maybe it's British words, but still.
So many people have told me how awesome
it's a fun show. So anyway, so that is what's going on tomorrow. By the way, as well, looking at the standings right now for boys soccer in Region 10, you have Desert Hills on top. They are 3-0 right now in region play, followed by Crimson with 2-0. Dixie in third, Snow Canyon fourth, Pineview, then Cedar, and then Hurricane. So that's how things are stacking out right now as far as standings go for boys soccer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we love updates too from soccer, from tennis, from track. So if
Send
anybody
us
has updates, feel free to send them our way.
send them our way. Plus, send us some photos, and we'll throw them up on the fan and give your
Give you some credit.
give your team some credit.
Yeah.
And give you some credit as well. So yeah, if you have any pictures or anything you take, go ahead and send them to us.
Yeah, we'd love it.
Any
We'd
of our
love it.
social media platforms will certainly accept those. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We want to stay up to date on everything going on with all of our sports here in Southern Utah. That includes the sports that maybe we can't get to all the time. We can't travel to all the track meets. We can't get to all the soccer matches. But and some of these, we just don't really have good systems in place on the internet for people to give us scores and updates. Sometimes there's hubs, but it might be like a coaches only kind of a thing.
right.
And we are not coaches. We don't have access to that kind of stuff. So if you do have a way to get into some stats and things like that, let us know. We'd love to talk about some of those sports as well and give them some love.
Are you a Disney person?
Yeah. Does that answer?
There was so obviously you wouldn't do this. Now our boss might do this
That it's a Disney
because
person
he
right
does
there.
he does love Disney.
Yeah.
A Disney super fan
I think I know what you're talking about.
just
I heard
went
about
to
this.
all 12 Disney theme parks in the world in 12 days. Rode all 216 rides. He started in Paris, flew to China, then Japan, then California, and finished up in Florida on Sunday.
Yeah,
That's incredible. That had to have cost some serious coin,
that's some
too.
cash right there. That's something I'll not be doing. Even if I had the money to do it, I still wouldn't do it. Mark, here's something that you'll know about me. You're gonna learn right now. I don't love theme parks. I don't care for them. They're not my thing. I
think they're a little overpriced.
They're overpriced. I don't love roller coasters anyways.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the kind of person that I'll get sick on a roller coaster. So my day is ruined after one roller coaster. I'll go on one and then I'll be like, cool, I'm nauseous the rest of the day. Thanks for that. So I don't like them because I'm just spending money to get sick.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And I don't get really sick. Well, I didn't get sick. I might now that I'm a little bit older, but I've just always thought they were a little bit overpriced.
Well, and nowadays
And
they
food
are even more.
and- Yeah, I mean, my goodness, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're taking a family of four to Disneyland, and especially if you get the Hopper Pass, I mean, you're probably $600 just getting in.
That's probably true. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, my goodness. Now he hasn't revealed how much this cost him. I would like to know, though. I really would.
Yeah,
His
it
YouTube
would be interesting.
page grew to about 1,000 followers because he did document this, I guess, on YouTube. Hey, maybe that's what we need to do to get our followers up on YouTube is do something
To grow
similar
YouTube
like this. Yeah.
is hop on and just
Maybe
travel, do our show from Disney.
Maybe we let's keep it more localized. Maybe we do it from national parks.
We do have a lot of national
We
parks.
do have a few right within driving distance.
But is there service for us to be able to send the show to the radio?
That might be the problem.
That would be the struggle.
Yeah.
That would be the struggle. Yeah.
Anyways, I saw that
one
story.
of
Thought
those
it was
things.
thought it was kind of interesting. I thought of the big guy here at Canyon Media
Yeah.
instantly because I know he certainly enjoys Disney for sure.
Yeah. What about you? Do you like Disney?
I haven't been there since 2005. Does that answer your question? 2006.
Hey, that's about the last time I went.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2000, let's see. Yeah, about 2006, maybe 2007 was when I went.
You know, there's a
It
few
was a
times.
long time ago.
Yeah, a few times we went down to SoCal, to Newport or whatever, and we would ask the boys, "Hey, do you want to go to the beach in a Dodger game, or do you want to go to Disneyland?" And every single time, they just made their dad proud.
And
To
they
want to go to a Dodger game. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I will say if I'm down there, I would rather go to an MLB game.
Yeah.
Dodgers or Angels. I mean, you know me, I'm more of an Angels fan, but
Right.
I've been to Dodger games as well, so those are fun.
Yep.
I don't really have a preference as far as just being at a baseball game is just fun. Kind of depends on what side of Southern California you're on, right?
Yep.
If you're a little further north, go to a Dodger game.
Hey, we need to talk about our bracket We talked a little bit about
do.
maybe having a challenge, maybe a little bet on the line. Are we betting just on the Gonzaga UCLA game? Is that what we were kind of talking about?
No, it's got to be the whole bracket.
The whole bracket.
The whole bracket. I'll tell you what, when we come back after a break, let's get into our brackets a little bit more because we do have games that are underway now.
Yeah.
We just barely, about 10 minutes ago, was the scheduled start time of one of the games I'm really excited about. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. Then we can get into a little bit more about our brackets and maybe a challenge.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go. When we come back, that's next. Welcome back in. It's from the Bleachers. Caden Formaster, Mark Musgrave.
The voice you know.
Broadcasting live from the Findlay Hyundai studio. Findlay Hyundai. Everybody's doing it. Get on over to Findlay Hyundai. All right, Mark, the challenge. Should we get to it?
Yeah, you know who's sitting pretty right here?
Me?
Well, you are sitting number one, but when you go to the max, the next column over.
Yeah.
Miss Amico, Patrick's wife, Jen, her max is 151.
Yeah, she's let me know it too.
Oh, I'm sure she has.
She came up to me. She's just like, "Hey, we're in a little bit of a dogfight going on." I'm like, "Yeah, it's true."
So yeah, she can definitely catch up and pass. She's sitting pretty good right now.
Yeah. which
I wonder if
we'll
she
see.
listened. She obviously didn't listen to Patrick's advice, or she'd be down quite a bit. Just kidding, Patrick.
Yeah, right.
Although I did take your advice on Utah State, that came back to bite me.
That's true. Same with me.
Yeah.
I lost on Utah State. Bad. It was not good.
Anyways,
I think a lot of us did.
so right now you do have more points than me. You're sitting now. I'm going off of our inner office bracket, and we have the same bracket
for both.
for
So
both.
It wouldn't
yeah,
matter.
So it wouldn't matter. So right now you have 44 points. Your max that you can get to with the teams that you have left is 140.
Yes.
Okay. Here's the interesting thing. Now I'm behind you right now in some points, but my max is also 140 right now.
Pretty good spot to be at for both of us. It's even.
It is even.
We
It's
really
kind
are
of even.
even.
Yeah, there's a couple of matchups that like we have Gonzaga and UCLA. You
Yep.
have UCLA. I have Gonzaga winning.
Who's in your Final Four?
I have 3 out of the 4.
Okay, so
3 out of the 4 are still active. Let me put it that way.
Okay, I also have 3 of 4.
So Purdue is the one that didn't make it for me.
Correct. See, and I have Marquette, same side of the bracket.
So I have-
that side of the bracket's actually done for me.
Yeah,
I don't have anything left that will give me points from the East bracket.
Yeah,
at all.
me neither. So Bama,
Yep, and I have them winning. They're my
Texas,
champion.
and Gonzaga.
Okay, so I have Bama, Texas, and UCLA. So
Yeah.
really, it kind of comes down
Yeah.
to. Well, here's the other thing though. I have Arkansas. I guess I had them losing today anyway, so that wouldn't matter. Houston has to win. Texas has to win. And really, it comes down to UCLA and Gonzaga,
Yeah, it's a big matchup tonight.
at least for us.
Yeah, for us.
So, it might be that our brackets hinge on this game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have UCLA going to play Alabama in the finals. So, if UCLA loses tonight against Gonzaga, then I'm out a lot.
That's the thing, and I have Gonzaga playing Alabama in the final. So this Alabama UCLA game really.
You mean UCLA, not Alabama?
I'm sorry.
Gonzaga.
Yes, UCLA Zags. This really is the game that will decide who wins between you and me.
Yeah,
I think.
I think it could. It really could come down to that.
We both
because
have
then
Bama
you're losing
winning.
out on tons of potential points.
You're missing out.
after that.
Yeah, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and then getting into the final.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And we both have Bama winning it. So neither one of us is going to, take that advantage if Bama wins because we both get the same amount of points.
Right. By the way, tied game right now, Kansas State and Michigan State, 14 apiece. And it's about halfway through the first half right now. So, yeah, that's a good looking game over there. And that's one that I have no investment in whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't pick either of those teams to be this far anyways.
Yeah, me neither. I did pick K-State.
I picked them to be this
To be
far,
playing
but then
Purdue.
I had them.
Yes.
I had Kansas State, though, losing to Marquette.
And I had them losing to Purdue.
So you would have had Kansas State at least winning this game.
No, I had Kansas State playing in this game.
Now, let's see. Well, so you said you had them losing to Purdue, so they would be playing Purdue in the next round, right?
No, wouldn't they be playing them right now?
No, Purdue's in the top part of the bracket. They would be playing Marquette, Michigan State, USC, or Vermont. I don't know who you would have had them playing against.
No, I have K-State playing Purdue.
You can't have them playing Purdue in this part of the bracket. You're looking at Elite Eight. You need to look at Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
K-State, Michigan. Oh, yeah, right.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
You're right.
So, but if you
As always,
but
Hayden's right.
if Kansas State wins this game, that's good for you because that's points.
that is true. Yeah, so I'm rooting for Kansas State.
There you go. I'm rooting for Michigan State then because I don't care, but I also want to beat you. So
we have to come up with a creative way to. Now that we're on YouTube,
yeah,
I think this will be really fun for viewers and listeners too that are listening through the stream or on the radio. But we got to come up with some sort of a bet that we do on camera.
I'm not taking my shirt off, Mark.
No, I don't want you to. Don't want you to. Now, I did mention to you an idea yesterday as we were leaving the office
Yes.
that we both have our beards.
Yes.
What if we were to do that? The loser shaves their beard, or maybe we could have some sort of eating contest. The loser has to eat maybe they do the peanut butter challenge, where they have to eat 16 ounces of peanut butter
Oh,
on the show.
I'm not throwing up on this show.
Oh,
And that would make
no.
me.
You need to throw up on the show. We're doing this for ratings, Caden.
I would rather not have to do that. That sounds horrible.
So what do we want to do? We want to do the beards, or do we want to do some sort of eating challenge or eating punishment, I should say?
So here's the thing. The beards sounds easy enough. I hate shaving. I don't like how
You
I
look like you're about 13 when you don't have that.
Yeah. If you want me to, someone's going to tune into YouTube and be like, who's Mark with that teenager?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know.
Doing a radio show.
You definitely have that 13, 14-year-old face if you don't have that facial hair.
It's not good. It's not good.
So
but I feel like almost anyone in their 20s who is established with a beard and then they go and shave it, they do look like they could go from, like me, I'm 29. If I shave, I'm all of a sudden 22.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't look anything like I do when I was 22.
Now,
but I could pass for mid to low 20s.
Macy just texted. She goes, "Don't do the peanut butter." She goes, "You'll get sick."
Thank you, Macy.
No, but that's part of the
you.
fun. That's part of the fun is watching one of us get sick.
I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to watch you get sick. That's not fun for me either. I want this to be fun for me if I win. See, that's the other thing. Sometimes I look at it as the punishment side and like, man, I don't want to have to do that. I need to be confident in myself that I'm going to win. Do I want to see you shave? It's been a bit. You've had the beard for a few months now.
I have, yeah.
You used to shave all the time.
Yeah,
so seeing you without a beard isn't anything new, really.
Yeah.
But you keep it pretty well trimmed
I
now.
do,
You
yeah.
know, see, and I actually was just thinking I need to trim. So maybe the next time you guys see
Yeah,
me.
you look like you're homeless, man.
I've got, it's
You look
getting
like
long over there.
You look like a hobo.
Yeah, it's about time I shave. Yeah, I know when I need to shave because of the mustache. The mustache gets so long that it like is past my lip. You know, does that make sense? It's grown too long.
You know, back when I had a stash back in the day, when I would drink soda, and I could tell when I needed to trim it because it would get caught there, and I'd pull
it hurts. It
Yeah,
pulls
it
out
does.
of the tab.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I've
Not
had that
good.
happen.
not good.
Yeah. Mark's trying to get discovered by Rockstar Energy drinks.
I just want an endorsement is all.
I don't think you got to reach out to him.
I do.
Maybe you got to reach out and just say, "Hey, just send me some free cans."
I'm endorsing your
and I will
product
drink it
all
during
the time.
show.
Yeah,
And you will be on camera
yeah,
to like a few people,
it's true.
whoever's watching.
They owe me anyways. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Because I tell people, I've stopped telling people. Well, now I'm telling people. I used to tell people all the time, "Oh my gosh, do the Orange Rockstar Recovery. It's so good." And now every time I go places, not every time, they're out.
Can I tell you something?
This has to be the best-selling Rockstar.
So I was thinking about getting you some of those for your birthday.
I would take them.
And then I was like, oh, I wonder who sells them. And so I was just kind of,
Yeah.
I was at the grocery store just within the last few days, actually.
Right?
And I was like, want to see what they have? Nothing. Fresh out.
Yeah.
I was going to get you a case of them because I was like, I'm going to get Mark a case for his birthday. I'm still on the lookout.
Okay.
I still might get you a case for your birthday.
You know, I've bought, I have bought cases
So
from,
heads up.
I bought cases from Maverick before when they have them on special, like when they have the two for $350 or something like that. Sometimes I'll just grab a case and go up to the counter.
Yeah.
Obviously at Harmon, Smith's, they'll have specials on them as
See,
well.
that's where I was at with Smith's, and Smith's didn't have a single
and they
one.
didn't have. Dude,
Yeah.
They get sold out of these. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was fast. They must have, because that's where I was looking, because I was like, I know that Mark's got a birthday coming up here in the spring. I'm going to keep my
And
eye out for one of these
I'll
things.
Tell you what, a case of Rockstar, that would be a birthday.
That's a great birthday present
A birthday
for you, right?
present that just
So
keeps on giving.
I'm already telling you what I'm getting you for your birthday. I just have to make sure I can find it.
Well, I give it a thumbs up. I will take it, man.
Yeah, I had to tell, because I feel like I had to contribute to that story, but it's like, this is going to be a spoiler for him, but I know he won't care
Yeah.
because it's a good spoiler, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a good spoiler. Yeah.
Well, we got Jason Baum coming in studio a little, in the second hour. Maybe he can help us decide on what we want to do for a punishment on the loser of the bracket challenge.
I wish, he also has a beard. I wouldn't mind getting him involved.
Oh, maybe we do. Maybe we do.
Maybe he's the one that will have to shave a beard.
I like that idea.
I like that idea,
I like
too.
that idea, too.
I like the idea.
All right.
Jason shaving a beard. Maybe you and I get off the hook if he wants to hop into this. All right, let's make it official. Whoever has the lower bracket score at the end of everything, they have to shave their beard.
It's the beard.
Yep, we'll make it the beard. Done deal?
I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, it's on YouTube now.
We'll see if Jason wants to join us.
Maybe he will.
I don't know. Well, he didn't do a bracket in our thing, though.
I know. All right, we got to get to a break.
All right.
We'll see you after this. Welcome back. It's from the Bleachers. 5 o'clock hour here. Caden Formaster, Mark Musgrave.
The voice, you know.
Well, Mark, Michigan State has taken the lead 22-18. 7 minutes left to play in the first.
Plenty of time for the Cats to come back.
Yeah, well, they did just barely fast break for 2, so 22-20.
Plenty of time. Hey, so I have to tell you, I am enamored with this peanut butter challenge. I know.
Oh no.
I know you want me to forget about it. I know Macy wants me to forget about it. I just looked up Perloff was, that he did
Maggie and
Perloff.
Perloff.
He did the peanut butter challenge.
Yeah.
On the show that leads into our show, the Maggie and Perloff show here on CBS
And
Sports.
how did that go for him, by the way?
He did it.
And
And then he tried to eat a second 16-ounce bottle, and that he got sick. He did get sick eating the second one.
It was going on for 32 is what ruined him.
Yes, exactly. Now, they had this kind of going. It says here in this story that on March 2nd, he showed up with the peanut butter. He was going to do it on the show. And CBS Sports Radio's parent company, Audacity, they halted the challenge because there's a choking hazard involved in eating too much peanut butter too quickly. Okay. Now, Perloff eventually cleared the legal red tape, and Thursday, this is a week or so ago, about a couple weeks ago, he tackled the challenge. While he ate the peanut butter, Gray threw some challenges at him, including giving him some tough names to pronounce with a mouthful of peanut butter, like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, a mouthful of peanut butter, that's tough to say without a mouthful of peanut butter.
That's true. That's true.
So I think at some point I do want to try this. I don't know when, but I want to prove that I can do it because I love peanut butter. I really do.
I go to Costco and I get the big jars, the ones that come in like a 2-pack of the big jars, and I will eat a lot of it.
Right.
I mean, I go through it quick enough.
Right.
Quick enough. I'm a peanut butter and jelly kind of guy anyways. I love eating some PB&Js, so it happens.
We got a glare looking through our window right now. But yes, I think it's sometime, and I may have to run it up the food chain as well to make sure there's no, maybe I have to cut through the red tape as well like Perloff did. But I think I would like to do this. Or I was thinking of another challenge. I love food challenges.
Okay, you and your challenges.
I remember back in the day that on Mike and Mike in the Morning where Golick had to eat a bag of bite-sized donuts.
Okay.
And you had to do it. I'll have to do some research to see how fast he had to eat that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be so easy. But Golick had a hard time. I can't remember if they were powdered or the crumb, or just chocolate.
My favorites are the powdered.
Yeah.
I feel like I could throw back on those, but they dry out your mouth.
The powdered
ones dry out your mouth fast, so you need a little bit of water or something to go with it.
Now, it was about a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
I did a donut challenge here in the conference room where we had a box of 6, those the old-fashioned donuts.
Yeah, I was there. I watched you do this.
I downed all 6 of them, dude.
We went down the parking lot to KB Express, got a box of old-fashioned donuts, and because you said, I'm going to eat all of these.
Yes.
I can eat all of these. I'm going to eat all of these in one sitting, and I'm going to do it all, 6 donuts in 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, something like that, 5 minutes, something like that.
I don't remember, and it was impressive.
Yeah, and then, about a year later, I decided to go on a diet. So that's not good. Yeah.
Is the donuts.
Anyways, there's going to be something coming up. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
For our listeners who don't know, I also do a radio show on one of our sister stations, Planet 105.1, and I got dragged in with Lucas and Lorray to doing a food challenge recently.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you heard what the food challenge was.
I don't think I did.
We did 2 challenges. The first one was we had cereal, and we were blindfolded.
Okay,
we had to taste test the difference between 3 cereals. Same cereal, but one had normal cow's milk, another one was almond milk, and the other one was water.
Really?
And you had to blindfoldedly tell the difference.
Were you able to?
With the cereals, I got them 100% correct.
Okay.
It was tough,
Yeah.
but I got it 100% correct. Then we had Oreos dipped in the same thing. Regular milk, skim milk, and water. And with the Oreos, the water, it tasted like a soggy Oreo.
Like exactly what you would imagine.
What you would imagine. Here's the thing, though. The Oreo is such a strong flavor. It tricks your mind because there's the cream in it, too. So you're like, is it milk? Is it not? And then I had the water first. And then I was like, I think that's water, but let's try the next thing. I tried the next thing and I was like, oh, that definitely has flavor to it. That's one of the milks. I ended up getting the milk switched around. And I even said, there's a video of it. There's proof of me saying this, that I said, man, I might want to change my answer when I had Oreo number 3. By the time I got to Oreo number 3, I was like, oh, I think this is almond milk or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though I said almond milk on number 2, I was like, I think this one's almond milk, but whatever, we'll just go with regular milk. I don't want to change my answers. I should have changed my answers. I would have been correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I love food challenges too.
Well,
as long as it's not eat 16 ounces of peanut butter.
Well, there was also one that Lorraine came around with from the planet where
she's good with those food challenges
she had
too.
Oreos and
I did this one.
She dipped it in sour cream.
Yeah. And it was supposed to taste like cheesecake.
And it does.
A little bit.
If you dip an Oreo cookie, get a little sour cream on it, it tastes like cheesecake.
Do you know? So she went around again testing it with people.
Yes.
And she's like, I want you to tell me what it tastes like. I tasted it. And I said, this tastes like an Oreo dipped in sour cream. And she's like, oh, what the crap? That's exactly what it was.
You're no fun.
She was like, that's exactly what it is. She's like, it's supposed to taste like cheesecake. I'm like, oh.
It does.
I ruined the party on that one. But it's fun. It's fun. By the way, Kansas State taking the lead 28-26. And they have the ball right now. 4 minutes left to go here in the first.
Wait, what's the score?
28-26.
K-State?
K-State
All
up.
right.
Let's go Michigan State.
All right.
Oh, they just scored again, too. So 30-26. But, yeah, that's how it's going right now. So, hey, let's get into some baseball talk.
You know I love baseball.
Let's do it. So, the idea is that someone on Instagram, you kind of pulled this up, that someone on Instagram was talking about top 10 baseball players coming into this next season.
Our friends over at ESPN, they put together the top 100 baseball players. I got the top 10. And I'm going to go over the top 10. And you tell me if you agree with the order, if you're surprised of somebody that's in it. Are they up too high, too low? So here's the order. Okay. Number 10, Nolan Arenado, number 10.
Okay. I don't want to necessarily make any decisions until I hear the top 10.
Yeah. No, perfect.
Just because I won't know if someone's snubbed until I haven't heard their name.
Perfectly legit.
Okay, so let's go through the 10.
So Nolan Arenado, and then Mookie Betts, number 9.
Okay.
Trey Turner, number 8.
Especially with how he played in the World Baseball Classic.
Goodness. Wow. Julio Rodriguez, number 7 from the Mariners.
Interesting.
Juan Soto, Padres.
Okay.
Number 6. Freddie Freeman, number 5, Dodgers.
Now he's got some injuries to deal with this.
This is just where they're ranked.
Fair enough.
Manny Machado, Padres, number 4.
All right.
Aaron Judge, number 3.
Seems low.
Yankees.
For some reason, but let's see.
Mike Trout, number 2.
It's got to be Mike and Shohei.
And then Shohei, number 1. And I do have some thoughts, but I'm going to let you go first.
Man, that's a solid list. For starters, that's a solid list. Julio Rodriguez coming out as a rookie last year and having a great season. I don't know if you can launch him into a top 10 yet. He's great.
That's pretty high.
But top 10's probably too high.
I agree.
I don't know who would take his place, though, to be honest. I just, names are not coming to me right now of who I would put in his place. But there are, I mean, I can think of a handful of names. I just can't think of if any of those are actually other top 10 materials. So, yeah, I think, again, Aaron Judge being 3, he was the MVP last year. I feel like he's actually probably number 2. I think Mike Trout, just with his injuries, I would flip-flop, actually. And I love Mike Trout. He's one of my favorite baseball players. I think Shohei being 1 is actually fine. I love Shohei at 1. I think Aaron Judge at 2 would make more sense. And then throw Mike Trout at 3. Manny Machado seems a little high as well. I would
Yeah, me
maybe
too.
actually, take him and Juan Soto and maybe flip them. The two Padres, maybe just flip flop those guys. I don't know. He might still be a top 10,
Well,
but
here are some of the players
who's out?
around 14, 15, 16. Vlad Guerrero, number 16.
Okay.
Jordan Alvarez, number 15.
Oh, and he had a great tail
Pitcher,
end of his.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
second base, right?
DH left fielder.
Oh, he's left. That's right.
Ronald Acuna Jr. with the Braves, right fielder.
He's up there.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez, Paul Goldschmidt, Sandy Alcantara.
Paul Goldschmidt might actually be the one for me that needs to go up and take a spot.
I'm with you. I think Julio Rodriguez isn't there yet. Rookie, had a great season. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But top 10 MLB players currently, I think that's a little high. I'm probably putting him around 14, 15.
I was going to say
which is still.
I was going to say top 20.
Yeah, which is still a tremendous feat for a second-year player.
Yeah.
Another one that I thought was a little strange was I thought Mookie Betts was a little bit low. I think Mookie Betts is a top 5 player.
So when I was thinking about who my top 10 would be, over the break, I was like, all right, well, you have Shohei, Mike Trout, Aaron Judge. Those three were the ones that were just immediately just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Yep.
And then not long after that, my first thought was Mookie Betts. He was very high on that list. I like Trey Turner being there as well.
Me too.
Especially coming into the season. I think this is going to be another big year for him. Freddie Freeman is iffy, though, as well. And I know you're a Dodger guy. You love Freddie Freeman.
I think he's too high. I think he's too high.
I think he's too high. Now, he might be at the cusp of top 10 to top 15. But when you have some younger talents like Ronald Acuna Jr. coming in as well, what are you doing there? Mark's over there flipping his computer to show our lurkers in the window stuff.
Well, there's a Giant fan looking in.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But yeah, I do think Freddie Freeman's a little bit high. I would go Shohei. Oh, gross. I would go Shohei. He's just flashing a Giants logo at me.
Keychain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I would go Shohei. I'd go Aaron Judge.
Okay, so you agree so far.
I do. Mike Trout, number 3. I'd put Mookie Betts number 4.
And that's kind of where I would put him.
Yeah. Number 5, I think.
And I take it more for
I
his
would go
glove.
Trey Turner. I'd go Trey Turner number 5.
By the way, I take Mookie more for his glove than I do his bat, and he has a great bat.
Oh.
But he's
all around.
He's so good out there in the outfield.
I'd go Trey Turner number 5.
Yeah.
Well.
That's fair.
And then I would go probably Juan Soto.
Okay.
Who am I missing here? Got Mookie Betts already. Nolan Arenado.
Paul Goldschmidt's in there somewhere.
Manny Mota.
Manny Machado.
That's it. Manny Machado. There's some Dodger fans that are laughing. Manny Mota. Manny Machado. I would put him around 8 or 9.
Now, what about some of those pitchers who are just ace pitchers,
Yeah.
like DeGrom or
And the highest pitcher right now is Sandy Alcantara or Antara. I don't know how you
Alcantara, yeah. And I mean, Shohei is also a pitcher, DH. And
That's true.
He does do it all, but Shohei's. We all know Shohei's just.
When you think of
athlete.
Shohei, though, when you
Shohei
Ohtani, you think of his bat. Yeah, I agree. Even though he does throw 100+ miles per hour, I'm with you. I think of his bat.
And he strikes out Mike Trout in the World Baseball Classic. That's what he does. Well, and he is the best pitcher on the Angels roster. I mean, that's not really a question, if you ask me.
The next pitcher is number 19, Garrett Cole. With the Yankees.
Garrett Cole's up there. He's definitely a top pitcher in the league.
Justin Verlander, number 22.
And so the thing about Verlander, though, is his age.
Yeah, but he still gets it done.
This
isn't looking forward. This is just current.
Yeah. It's like Kershaw, though, right? It's like there was a point where it felt like, okay, when is Kershaw going to take that step down? And there it is. And he's still really good.
Yeah.
Kershaw's still, I would say he's one of the top pitchers, but some of that is also just you kind of eventually come into that legend status,
Yeah.
And he's just one of those that he's been around for long enough that he's earned that kind of a title. But yeah. Anyways, Any other names to round out a top 10? Because I feel like that's a pretty solid
Yeah.
list. I mean, I know we don't have I don't know. We have a set top 5.
Julio Urias, number 46.
Really?
Yeah. Will Smith, catcher for the Dodgers, number 47. Bo Bichette.
Oh yeah, he should be up there.
Just cracks the top 50 at 49. I'm just kind of looking to see who I really recognize at the bottom. I mean, there's Matt Olson for the Braves, number 53. God, these are good ball
that seems
players,
low
man.
for Matt Olson.
I kind of thought so too.
I thought he'd be a top 30, but
Here's one. What name have you not heard yet? Big time hitter from your favorite football city.
oh, Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper.
I've thought of Bryce Harper a few times, and I'm like, he's got to be a top 20.
58 is
Man.
where ESPN ranks him.
Do they put Kyle Schwarber above him?
I haven't seen Schwarber's name, no.
Okay. So they put
Now,
Trey Turner, though.
I've been kind of scrolling kind of fast, but I have not seen his name.
And I don't know. People are hit or miss on Bryce.
Jose
I get that.
Altuve, number 67? Wow. That seems low.
Well, and I actually thought of Altuve as well. I would have actually considered Altuve for a top 20 spot, too. But eventually I keep throwing all these names saying, hey, they could be top 20, and now I'm getting to 30 names, you know? So
yeah.
I get it. I get that these guys have to fall back somewhere.
Kyle Schwarber, number 81.
Okay. Well, so here's the thing about Schwarber. Horrible batting average, but he's got a great bat as far as knocking it out of the park. If he makes contact, it's going.
Clayton Kershaw makes the top 90. He's at 87. And where he is at this part
for
of his career,
him in his career, sure.
Jose Abreu. Yeah, just there's some really good ball players down here.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom of the top 100. Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, he's up there.
Anyways, yeah, I just think Manny Machado's a little high. Aaron Judge should be swapped with Mike Trout. And if for any reason, just the availability of Mike Trout lately.
And that's what it comes down to is I feel like for a player to be, well, think about it. If you're going to vote on an MVP too, your MVP needs to have played a certain amount of games, right? And Mike Trout just isn't always available, you know? So he's not going to get MVP nods right now until he is readily available.
So one thing that I really like to do, like everybody else does, is read the comments. Right?
As you should. Yeah.
So here's a couple of comments. This is from Braxton VT10. Putting Machado at number 4 is the most laughable, outdated baseball take I've ever seen. Here's another comment. In what world is current Mike Trout better than Judge? Can't really disagree.
Yeah.
Here's another. Manny Machado is not the 4th best player in baseball. Bryce Harper just led a team to the World Series and isn't here. Now, on this post, it was just the top 10. I went to the full post of top 100.
Like you said, he's at the 50 range.
Yeah.
Not the 10 range.
And here's another argument. So Harper wins an MVP, literally carries a team that just barely made the playoffs to the World Series, and he's not on this list. That's crazy to me. That was another.
Yeah. Now, granted, when did he win his MVP? Because it's been a bit.
Yeah, it has been.
It's been a bit.
But he did take that Philly team.
He took the team to the World Series. And
here's one that says Mookie is underrated. I think he is. I think he is by about 3 or 4 spots.
I think he is as well. It's tough because, Mark, you might hate this, but you also might agree with this. Being the Dodger that Mookie is, he's probably going to gain a little bit more favorability in most people's eyes. But even for me, who's looking at it through a little bit of a non-biased lens, I will say Mookie's too low on that list.
Yeah.
So even being the Dodger that he is, he's by far, if you ask me, especially with Trey Turner gone, he is the best player on the Dodgers. And I would say he is a top 5 player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But Trey Turner's really close. I would throw Trey Turner really close in that arena as well. So, yeah, you take that. But if you're going to try to separate guys on different teams, and maybe that's what they're trying to do, you know what? The Phillies have 2 guys that are really high on that list now. Trey Turner is one of them, obviously, and Bryce Harper's the other. He has to be up there on that list. Bryce Harper
won the MVP in 2021.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's 2 years ago. Who won it last year? Was it Paul Goldschmidt?
Paul Goldschmidt.
See, and he's not even in the top 10. That's so dumb. Your MVP, You're telling me the MVP from last year isn't even in the top 10? Come
Yeah.
on.
So your last, let's just do 5 NL MVPs was Paul Goldschmidt, Bryce Harper, Freddie Freeman,
Yep.
Cody Bellinger, and Christian Yelich.
Okay.
This goes back to 2018.
Now, Cody Bellinger took a dip.
Oh, big time.
Same with Yelich.
And then this is on the American League side. You had Aaron Judge last year.
Yep.
Shohei Ohtani.
Of course.
Jose Abreu, Mike Trout, and Mookie Betts when he was with the Red Sox.
Yeah. And all but one of those. And Jose Abreu's still up there, though, right?
I remember seeing his name. I can't
He was
remember where it was.
Honestly, he was like top 20, top 15 or something. But, yeah.
So, anyways,
that's an interesting list.
Yeah, that I found. Like I said, I found that on Instagram over at ESPN. You can take a look at that top 10. Also, you can search and look at the top 100, see what you think, and if you have any comments, shoot them our way.
I like it. Should we take a break, Mark?
Yeah.
More coming up next. Stick around here on From the Bleachers. Welcome back in, everybody. It's From the Bleachers. Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave.
The voice, you know.
Broadcasting here from the Findlay Hyundai studio. We got a guest in the studio.
We're pointing. And
Here, give me just a sec. I'm going to hop over here, Mark.
Okay. He is going to. No, over here.
Okay.
We'll get you.
All right. Where am I going?
Just, plugging in right there. We got to get Mr. Baum hooked up here.
Here I am.
Being in the
yet.
new studio. There we go.
Now you are.
I had to get your mic
There
on.
you go.
There you go.
All right.
Hey.
Hey,
There you are over there.
how you guys doing?
We are
We're
doing
here.
great.
Man, it's a nice day out there. There's that we've got a break between storms, and it was I was just enjoying a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah,
So-
we had a good lunch today, though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Went over to one of our faves. So went over to Benji's and had a good time over there. We talked sports.
We talked everything.
We talked business,
grandkids.
grandkids, business.
For me, grandkid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not that old yet.
You're not.
Not
Actually,
there.
I'm older than you, dude.
Actually, are you?
I think I am.
But
I
you're
don't know,
not. You're
50
not.
I'll be 54 this in August.
No,
buddy,
you
so-
got me.
But you're not grandkids old yet.
By a year or two.
Yeah. You'll get there.
Well, hey, guess what, Mark? I'm going to jump into the real estate stuff because I had a conversation earlier, and it just it makes me it kind of makes I feel like I got a brain freeze from talking to the folks about this.
Right.
I am hearing so much, and just put yourself. I'm going to kind of bounce some questions off you where you spend a little bit of time in the real
Okay.
estate world. If interest rates go down, what's going to happen to all of those people who are waiting for interest rates to go down?
The house market's going to get flooded.
Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of buyers, right?
Yeah, and you're going to get.
And what's going to happen to the price of homes?
They're going to stick. You won't have. They're going to go. You're going to get in bidding wars.
Yep.
To where if the house is priced at $550, ends up selling at $620.
House prices are going to shoot up.
Yes, exactly.
So this is
We've seen it. We've seen it.
we have
all
and,
the time.
And so I've got all these clients that I keep hearing. They're telling me I'm going to wait till interest rates, but what they don't realize is that is absolutely going to kill their buying power.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they wait till interest rates come down, I've got a training on this, and if anybody wants to see it, I could show them in real numbers what this does. But if they wait, let's just say interest rates right as of today, the national interest rate is about 6.5%. Okay. So if you bought today, if you're a first-time home buyer, you went out and bought a $360,000 home at 6.5%, your payment's going to be roughly, and I'll just call it $2,100.
Okay.
Okay. So you got this payment $2,100 a month. That's the principal and interest payment. I'm not including taxes and all that
Sure.
stuff. But so that's your principal. Now, if rates dropped all the way down from 6.5% to 5%, and all those people who are waiting hit the market, I said I'm going to be really conservative. What would you guess? A 360 home, all the people hit the market. What would you say if rates went down to 5%? What would you estimate that home would go up to?
Oh,
From
like I said,
360 to what?
probably I'm not probably
450,
far off when I
420.
say another 30, 40, 50 grand.
So I put it at 40 grand. I said it went from 360 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you did that, your payment would go down slightly.
Mhm.
Okay. But you just also paid 40 grand more for the
Right.
home. And here's the other thing is if the average rent for a 3-bedroom apartment or home or whatever here in St. George right now is $1,850 a month. So if you're paying $1,850 a month in rent, you now have, let's say, 6 months or a year of paying that. You paid somebody else's mortgage for that, 6 months to a year,
Mhm.
and you paid $40,000 more for the home.
Yeah.
Just to save $150, it's actually $120 a month.
So what Jason is saying, don't wait.
Don't wait. And I can show you the numbers.
Get a hold of him at bombloans.com. He will tell you why it is smart to do it now. And then when rates do drop, talk to him again. He'll refi you.
Okay. So I didn't want to come in but I had the conversation and my mind was melting.
Well, we talked a little bit about it today,
we
too.
did. So anyway, I wanted to get that out there. Call me, bombloans.com, or call me at 801-592-9387. Let me send you this training. It is well worth it. And by the way, if you are a realtor, please let me know and let me send the training to you so you can send it out to your clients who are telling you they're going to wait, because they have to see the numbers. When they see the real numbers, they'll stop waiting.
Caden, do you own your own home?
I'm renting, but I used to. I did. And then I had to sell it.
I
but
know you did.
That's what happens. So
Oh.
yeah, sometimes
Caden, let's
life
get you
gets
fixed.
We'll get there. We'll
All
get
right.
there. We're working on it.
All right, let's have some fun. Let's talk about, by the way, I heard from Ashley.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to
Yeah, so just to kind of give our viewers and our listeners an update, we talked about it in the 4:00 hour. I'm really excited about this new segment that we have coming up. We're going to focus on finding and reaching out to past Region 9/Region 10 athletes that have played. Doesn't matter what they've played, if they competed. And we're going to see where they're doing now, what they're doing. And this is a segment I've been wanting to do for a very long time. We are going to start off, I'm assuming, since you mentioned Ashley, we're going to start off with Ashley Beckstrand Greenwood.
Yep.
Back when she was in school, it was just Ashley Beckstrand. Smash is what some people would call her. She's probably still, and again, this is no slight to any other girl basketball player that I've seen in the past 8 seasons that I've been doing it, but she is still probably the most talented girl basketball player that I've seen since I've been doing the PA announcing here in Region 10, Region 9.
Very, very talented and had an excellent college career.
Yeah.
She just finished up with Westminster College.
Yep.
Her basketball, and she graduates in May. And we're going to have her on, and I won't steal any thunder from her. I'll let her talk about what she's planning on doing and so forth. But she is moving back here to St. George. Her and her husband are moving back here. I actually helped them buy their home.
Okay.
So, that was a lot of fun, but they are moving back down here, and we're going to have her on where she's sent me her information. I got to give it to you. Because I told her that this was your realm.
Yeah, exactly. And she will, will she come in studio, or is she still up in school?
She's still up in the Salt Lake, so we're going to need to set up a phone call.
We'll have her on the phone.
Yep.
Maybe we can set her up with a
we could do it through Zoom as well.
A Zoom link as well. Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
So, yep. But she's ready to go. She's
okay.
She's excited, and so we're going to have her on. I was just talking to Brian out here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we could grab his son-in-law, have him on. So we've got, and I've reached out to a few other past, and I know you've reached out to some. So if you've got ideas, we would obviously welcome those. Feel free to reach out to us if you've got a son or grandson or daughter or anybody who played in it here in Region 10 and want to give us an update. We'd love to hear from them.
Or if you followed a team, say you're a Pineview Panther follower, and you were like, whatever happened to what's his name?
The McKenzie twins.
What's her name? The McKenzie twins. Yeah. What are they doing? Yeah. Hey, send that to us. We'll try to reach out to them and update this. This is why I love this. And this isn't just for the players that played in the last 5 to 10 years. Heck, we'll even go back to the mid 80s, mid 70s with Dixie, Pineview. Pineview opened up in '84. Cedar. So yeah, we'll do our research and we'll try to get a hold of whoever and try to update that. This is